Good afternoon. No, good morning to everyone out there in KCK in New Mexico. Junior College going to square off here at Gainesville High School. What a nice facility they have here. The entire, yes, but I'm worried about volume more than I'm worried about just the thing. So is there volume? Cool. Thank you very much for checking that, guys. It's always nice to know that my audio is going out. So, welcome to the broadcast today. The starting lineups for today's KCK versus New Mexico Junior College. And I'll run through them quickly because they're getting ready to go here. Goldbeck, Basler, Woida, Patterson, Mervosh, Kaimi, Martin, Pachorik, Kern, and McLean Finley will be on the mound. The starting lineup for the T-Birds of New Mexico Junior College: Ira Dale, Clo, Areos, Bayania, Foster, Hoffman, De Los Santos, Martin Contreras, and Orentia on the mound for the T-Birds. So, welcome to the broadcast. I'm glad I was able to make the trip down with the team, and I'm excited about being able to produce these two games. So, is that a pretty good picture, Jeff? You like that? Sweet. So, here we go. Goldbeck, Basler, and Woida scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Gary Goldbeck will start things off. He's the KCK shortstop. Takes a strike as he looks to do his patented running bunt out of there. His mama did that quite a lot in softball, so it's fun to see that as well. She'll go back and watch this and make a little bit of light of that, but she could do that. That misses just a little bit outside, so we're up and going here in Gainesville, Texas for a couple of games today. Then the wind's supposed to be really bad tomorrow and one game on Sunday. Here comes the 1-1 out in front of that. Swings and misses. So 1-2 the count on the shortstop, Gary Goldbeck. Orentia on the mound for the T-Birds, and there's a swing and a miss for the strikeout. It's going to bring up Peyton Basler. Basler's the second baseman. Lefty, 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 the first three hitters for the Blue Devils. Misses a little bit outside, 1-0 the count. Want to welcome everyone. Was glad to be able to make the trip down. Coach was gracious enough to let me ride down with him. And I enjoy being around the young men. There's a strike right through there outside half of the plate. Now 1-1 the count on Peyton Basler. Swing and a miss of that pitch. 1-2 the count. Foster, Clo, Hoffman left to right across the outfield for the T-Birds. Bayania, Iredale, Contreras, Areos across the infield with De Los Santos. I have a name there wrong somewhere. There's a foul ball. De Los Santos behind the plate with Orentia on the mound. We'll do the 1-2 count again. Comes the 1-2. That's outside. 2-2 the count. Just underway here. New Mexico Junior College and the KCK Blue Devils. There's a foul ball back to the screen, so we'll do the 1 and 2 again. Nice baseball facility here at Gainesville. Leopards at Gainesville High School. Entire artificial turf on the field. That's high and outside. So now 3 and 2 the count. So from 1 and 2 to 3 and 2 after a couple of foul balls by Basler. Comes the 3-2. Swing and a miss of the high heater. So back-to-back strikeouts to start this game for Orontia. That's going to bring up Wada. Jace, the first baseman for the Blue Devils. He'll step in with 2 outs and nobody on. It's up high. Want to know the count? Cool overcast day here in Gainesville, Texas. Comes the 1-0. That's a little bit low. 2-0 the count. So Jace can look for one pitch in one spot here. 2-0 the count. That's up high. 3-0 the count now. Nine-inning scheduled game today. Then we'll play DMAC, team from Iowa. We play them at home a time or two. There's a strike right through there. 3-1 the count now. 3 o'clock scheduled game for that DMAC game. Foul ball or a ball headed down the left field side. That stays in fair territory. Iredale, the shortstop, goes out to take care of that. So 3 up, 3 down in the inning. Welcome to Gainesville, Texas, and the KCK Blue Devils playing against New Mexico Junior College. I'll be back. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the first inning. Iredale, Clo, and Arroyos scheduled up for the T-Birds. Iredale is the shortstop. McLean Finley on the mound for the Blue Devils. He misses with that first pitch. So 1-0 the count. Misses low and outside. 2-0 the count now on Iredale. Low and outside, so quickly 3-0 the count. On number 11, the shortstop, Iredale of New Mexico Junior College. There's a strike. Outside corner right at the knees. There's ball 4. So a leadoff walk issued to Iredale. It's going to bring up Clough. Clough's the center fielder. Kaimi Kern Martin left to right across the outfield. Mervosh Goldbeck, Basler, Woida across the infield left to right. Patterson behind the plate with Finley on the mound. Runner at first base, nobody out. There's a swing and a miss of that pitch. So no indication there that we're going to play small ball here. Close swinging away at that first pitch. Runner at first is Iredale. Throw over to first base, back in safely. This is a little bit low and outside. 1-1 the count. Wind picking up a little bit here. Don't know if you can hear it through the mic or not. That's low and outside, so 2-1 the count. Time is out. Another toss over to first base, back in safely is Iredale. 2-1 the count. Another toss over. Closer, but still back in safe. The high chopper over to the deep shortstop, and a nice pick by Wood at first base to get the 6-3 ground out of Clough. High chopper only play was at first base, so Iredale ends up at second with 1 out. That's going to bring up Arroyos, the first baseman. He'll step in on the left-handed side. 1-0 the count. There's a ball headed into right field, right at the right fielder, Martin. Martin takes care of that line drive. So Arroyos hits a hard bat right at the right fielder for the out. It's going to bring up Bayania. He's the third baseman. He'll step in now with 2 outs and a runner at second base. Swing and a miss of that breaking ball, 0-1 the count. High heater, he fouls it back to the screen. So quickly 0-2 the count on Bayania. comes the 0-2. Little chopper out in front of the plate. It's going to be an infield hit. Mervosh comes in, tried to one-hand it, barehand it, but came up empty. So that's going to be an infield hit. So that's going to bring up the left fielder, Foster. Tall lefty going to step in now with runners at the corners. Runners at the corners for the T-Birds. They'll throw over to first. Nothing going on over there. Swing and a miss of that pitch. 0-1 the count. Throw over to first. Nothing going on over there again. Bayonia back in safely. Iredale at third. Bayonia at first. 2 outs. 0-1 the count. There's a swing and a miss of another fastball. Oh, and 2 the count now. See if he can get him to chase something out of the zone. Outside. 1-2 the count. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 outs. Bottom half of the first inning. Throw over to first, back in safely over there. Swing and a miss. So at the after 1 inning of play, still no score. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Welcome. All right, here we go to the top of the second inning. Patterson, Mervosh, and Kaimi scheduled up for the Blue Devils. There's a ball headed to the shortstop. He circles for that. Long throw over to first. We'll see if they score that an error or a hit. Pulled him off, but the ball was deep down the line. We'll see how they score that. It's going to bring up Mervosh, the third baseman. So the Blue Devils with a runner at first. Squares to bunt, way inside, want to know the count. So Foster, Chloe Hoffman across the outfield. Bayania, Iredale, Contreras, and Arreos across the infield. De Los Santos with Orentia on the mound. That's inside for 2-0 the count. There's a strike called, 2-1 the count. On number 10, the third baseman, Jackson Mervosh. Runner goes. There's a ball headed into left field. That's going to be extra bases. Going to hold him up here at third base. So Mervosh with the double into the left field corner. Just past the diving third baseman by Ania. That's going to bring up the left fielder, John Kaimi. He'll step in with nobody out and runners at third base. I don't know if we'll see it here, but in the past, when my number 2 son Tanner played at KCK, we would get a bunt here. There's a strike, breaking ball right through there. We would get a bunt, and when the throw was made to third, the runner at second base would keep right on coming and a lot of times score 2 runs. Haven't seen that as much with Goldbeck as we did. Coach Burleson, there's a strike, catches the outside corner. Going to get a timeout and a visit to the mound. I'm not sure what the coach sees here, but he's just wanting to talk to the pitcher. He motioned the catcher away, so going to visit with him a minute. Want to welcome everyone to the broadcast today. Appreciate those of you that are watching. So the visit to the mound is over. 0-2 the count on Kaimi. In the dirt, nicely blocked by the catcher, De Los Santos. Overcast day, sun trying to come out a little bit. We'll see what it does. If it does make it out. So pop up on the infield, that will be taken care of by the shortstop. The shortstop, Iredale, takes care of that. That's going to bring up Levi Martin. Martin's the right fielder. He'll step in now with 1 out. Runners at second and third. Orentia on the mound. It's a swing and a miss of that pitch. Another swing and a miss. A little break on that ball, a little off speed, little slider action. So quickly, 0-2 the count. 0-2 the count on the last 2 batters. Orentia getting ahead with runners at second and third. That's way outside. Nice job blocking that by De Los Santos. That's one of those balls that's hard to get outside and block it and keep it. The backstop is very short. If you see the back of the catcher's box, it's probably 15 feet, maybe less, back to the screen. So not much room at all. You're not going to automatically score on a pass ball. That ball misses just inside a little bit. So 2-2 the count on Levi Martin. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. That's going to bring up the designated hitter, Tanner Pachorik. So we had runners at second and third with nobody out. Now we've got 2 outs. Squares to bunt, takes outside. 1-0 the count. Check to see if he offered on the bunt. Ruled he did not by the ump in the field. So the first baseman with a nice play, Arreos, down the right field line to take care of that foul ball. The Blue Devils get a couple of runners to second and third and can't score them. So we go to the bottom half of the second inning. Still no score. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the second inning. De Los Santos, Martin, and Contreras scheduled up for the T-Birds. There's a strike, catches the inside corner. McLean Finley back to the mound for another inning of work. To the count now. Wind starting to pick up. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So Hoffman down on strikes. It's going to bring up the catcher, De Los Santos. One out, bottom of the second inning action, no score. There's a breaking ball, catches the inside part of the plate for a strike. One and one the count. Is that foul ball out of play? One ball, 2 strikes. Way outside. 2-2 the count. There's a ball headed into left field. Headed for second base is De Los Santos. He has a 1-out double. It's going to bring up the designated hitter, Martin. Runner at second base with 1 out for the New Mexico T-Birds. Nicely blocked was that ball by Patterson. 1-0 the count on the designated hitter, Martin. Low and inside. 2-0 the count now. Inside again. 3-0 the count. There's a little nubber down toward third base. Mervosh is up with that and over to first for the 5-3 ground out. So now 2 outs with a runner at second base. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Contreras. Contreras will step in now with 2 outs. Runner at second base is De Los Santos. He had a 1-out double in to the left field corner. There's a strike, breaking ball right through there. Ground ball down to Woida. Woida takes that, steps on the bag at the end of 2 innings. No score. I'll be back. All right, here we go to the top of the 3rd inning. Kern, Golbeck, and Basler scheduled up for the Blue Devils. High and inside for ball 1. Little camera mishap there. Sorry about that. Glad nothing happened. Sun trying to peek back out. There's his strike. Catches the outside corner with the breaking ball. 1-1 the count, I believe. Number 9 hitter, Brady Kern. He's the center fielder. That's inside. 2-1 the count. The ball headed to the shortstop, off his chest, up with it, and over to first base. So Iredale takes that one off the chest, gathers it, and over to first base to Arrayos for the out. It's the first out of the inning, so that's going to bring up Goldbeck. Goldbeck struck out his first time up. He'll step in. The third baseman, Bahia. I may get close to it yet today. Bahia. That's a little bit up. He's in at the edge of the grass. He's the only infielder on the left side. Iredale, Contreras, and Arrayos all on the first base side. All the way back to the screen. So 3-0 the count on Gary Goldbeck. There's a strike up part of the zone. 3-1 the count. There's inside for ball 4. So that's going to bring up Basler. Basler will be up there with one out and a runner at first base. We'll see if they have a really close eye on Gehrig. Gehrig likely to run, but likely to be on the second pitch, not the first pitch. We'll see. Not running. There's a ball. That's going to be a wild pitch. Off the catcher, De Los Santos couldn't keep it in front. So Gehrig moves up on the wild pitch. Was not running on that first pitch. So now a runner at second base. See if Basler can get something on the right side, get him to third, or something on the outfield grass to get in our first run of the day. Just misses a little bit outside. 2-0 the count. There's a strike on the outside corner. It's a good pitch to take right there. Wants to look at something on the inside part of the plate, see if he can pull it to get Gehrig over to third. 2-1 the count. Orantilla on the mound. There's a ball nicely blocked by. Boy, that was very close. Coach going to question this just a little bit. I'm going to say that he's going to say when Gehrig kind of give him a shove, his foot was already back into the base before the tag, but the ball, De Los Santos with a nice pop throw down behind him there, down behind Gehrig to take a shot at him, but I believe the call was correct. So 3-1 the count now on Basler. The shortstop Iredale right behind Gehrig. There's ball 4. So back-to-back base on balls. Given up by Orantilla. So that will bring up Woida. Jace Woida, the first baseman. He popped out to the shortstop in shallow left field his first time up. Want to know the count on him. Foul ball off the tip of the glove. That was a decent pitch for him to do something with there. Just got a piece of it. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Still no score here in the top of the 3rd inning. It's a ball hit to deep left field. We'll see if that's going to get out. And caught at the warning track, drove him deep. Did Void a lot of room out there. Nice play by the left fielder, Foster, to go over and get that. It's going to bring up Patterson. Patterson will step in now with 2 outs. Runners at first and second. 1 out walks to Goldbeck and Basler. There's a strike right through there. Patterson had a base hit. High chopper along the line in third base. There's another wild pitch. It's going to let the runners move up. So now runners at second and third with 2 outs. 1-1 the count. There's a breaking ball, nice. Breaking ball catches the outside corner, sweeping across, so 1-2 the count. On the catcher, Brady Patterson. Stays up high with that breaking ball, so 2-2 the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on for the Blue Devils. There's a ball headed into right field, right center. So a double into the right center gap for Patterson, and Patterson scores 2 runs on the double. So 2 RBIs on the double by Patterson. Excuse me. That's going to bring up Mervilish. Misses for ball 1. That's inside. So 2-0 the count now on Jackson Mervosh, the third baseman. Patterson at second base after the 2 RBI double to put the Blue Devils ahead 2-0 here in the top of the 3rd. There's a breaking ball right through there. 2-1 the count. There's a ball headed into left field, snagged by the third baseman. Bayeo takes care of that, but the Blue Devils get on the board. The 2 RBI double by Patterson. We go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Blue Devils leading 2-0. I'll be back. All right, here we go to the bottom of the third. Blue Devils have taken a 2-0 lead. We've got a 3 on the board out there. I think that should just be 2. There's a first pitch inside is ball 1. So back to the top of the order. Iredale, Clo, and Arrayos scheduled up. There's a ground ball headed at Goldback. He's up with it and over to Woida for the 6-3 ground out. Clo will now step in, the center fielder. He grounded out to Goldback his first time up. He'll face Finley for the second time. There's a breaking ball, swings through that. 0-1 the count. A little late on the timeout call there. Coach has got a question, not sure why, but it seemed like that McLean Finley was in his windup and he calls timeout, thought the batter called it. We'll be right back. All right, not sure what the coach was thinking there, but that misses outside. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. There's a swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. That's up high. 2-2 the count. It's a ground ball picked up by Mervosh and a throw over to first. So a ground ball ripped at Mervosh and he's up with it and over to Woida at first for the 5-3 ground out. So Clo hits it hard but comes up empty. It's going to bring up Arrayos. He hit a line drive to the right fielder his first time up, right at Martin. But he hit it hard but come up empty. So 1 ball, 1 strike here on Arrayos. There's a ball headed into center field. Over to take care of that is Kern for the 3rd out of the inning. So at the end of 3, the Blue Devils lead 2-0. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Thanks for joining me. All right, to the top of the fourth we go. Isaiah Ortega onto the mound for the T-Birds. Number 24, Isaiah Ortega. Kaimi Martin and Pachorik scheduled up for the Blue Devils. 1-0 the count, I believe. Scoreboard just completely went off. That's up high for ball two. There it's back on. 2-0 the count. Now we're up to date. Kaimi popped out to the shortstop in the shallow outfield. That's a little bit low for ball three, so 3-0 the count on the left fielder, John Kaimi. That's a little bit low for ball four, so a leadoff walk to Kaimi by Ortega. It's going to bring up Martin. Martin struck out his first time up. He's got a runner at first base and nobody out. There's a strike right through there. 0-1 the count on the right fielder, Levi Martin. Comes the 0-1, the runner goes, and that's going to be a stolen base. Was in the dirt, still would score it as a stolen base just due to the mechanics of where the pitch was. So Martin now has a runner in scoring position. See if he can get something on the right side of the field to get Kaimi to third or home. Comes the 1-1, squares to bunt. Bunted it up and out of play. Foster, Chloe, Hoffman left to right across the outfield. Bahia, Iredale, Contreras, and Arreos left to right across the infield. De Los Santos behind the plate and Ortega on the mound. Foul ball back and out of play. Martin at the plate, 1-2 the count on him. Nobody out. Runner at second base. There's a swing and a miss. And got him at first. So the strikeout is recorded after throwing down to first. Runner moves to third. That's going to bring up Pachorik. Pachorik, the designated hitter. He fouled out down the right field line to the first baseman, Arreos. There's a breaking ball right through there. 0-1 the count. Runner at third base now is Kaimi. He walked, stole second, moved up on the strikeout that had to be recorded down to first. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. High breaking ball fouls it away. 1-2 the count. To the count. Fly ball headed into deep right field. And that's going to be taken care of in right field by the right fielder, Hoffman, for the sac fly. So 3-run lead now for the Blue Devils. So that's 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. That's going to bring up Brady Kern. Kern grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. So the ball is headed on the bunt, on the line, goes to start to go foul, and then there's a little bit of a contour that brought it back fair. So a bunt hit by Kern. So back to the top of the order, and Golbeck. Golbeck has struck out and walked with. There the runner is going and is going to be safe at second base. So Kern with a stolen base. So Kern now at second base with the stolen base. I believe the count to be 1-0. Golbeck at the plate. Is that foul ball down the left field line and out of play? Out of play and out of the complex, maybe up onto the road. 3-0 lead now for the Blue Devils here in the top of the 4th inning, scheduled 9-inning game. Ball's in the dirt. 1-2 the count. There's a ball headed at the second baseman. Got him at first on a close one. So Contreras to Arraez for the out. I see no change in the call here, although I believe it to be wrong. Nonetheless, that's the 3rd out. Blue Devils lead 3-0 now. We'll be back. All right, very close play to get Golbeck at first. Bayania, Foster, and Hoffman scheduled up. There's a base hit. Headed into left field. See if it's going to be extra bases. No, just a base hit for Bayania. It's going to bring up Foster. Foster will step in on the left-handed side. Just misses for ball 1. 1-0 the count. So the leadoff hitter Bayania on. He's at first. Low and inside, blocked nicely by Patterson. Kaimi, Kern, Martin across the outfield. Marvosh, Golbeck, Basler, Woida across the infield, left to right. Finley on the mound. Patterson behind the plate. There's a foul ball into the glove of Patterson for a strike. 2-1 the count. Bayania with the leadoff base hit. There's a throw over to first. Back in safely over there is Bayania. Bayania with 2 base hits. There's a swing and a miss. There's a swing and a miss for the strikeout. So 1 out now with a runner at first. It's going to bring up Hoffman. Hoffman struck out his first time up. He'll step in with a runner at first base and 1 out. Misses just a little bit outside. 1-0 the count. One ball, no strikes, 1 out, 1 runner at first. Blue Devils lead 3-0. Runner goes. Fly ball into left field. That's going to be taken care of by Kaimi for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up De Los Santos. De Los Santos, the catcher, he had a double into the left field corner his first time up. He'll step in with the runner at first and 2 outs. Toss over back in safely is Bayania. 2 outs now. Tying outside. 1-0 the count on De Los Santos, the catcher. Foul ball back into the net. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. It's a ground ball back to the pitcher. He's going to take it and run halfway over to first. So McLean Finley over to Jace Woida for the 3rd out of the inning. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Blue Devils leading 3-0. I'll be back. So there is a fly out to left field. Two outs in the inning. All right, sorry about the quietness. Hope you were able to see most of what just happened. There's a ground ball headed at the second baseman, Basler up with that and over to Woida for the out. So Martin out 3 unassisted on the ground, and then Contreras is out second base on the 4-3 from Basler to Woida. That's high and inside, 2-0 the count now. Three and 0 the count now. There's a strike called 3-1 the count. Having trouble with the wind blowing all my stuff around up here, so see if I can get everything. There's a strike call. That was pretty close to the lower inside part of the zone, so 3-2 the count now. So Finley in his 5th inning of work. We're in the bottom of the 5th. There's a swing and a miss for the strikeout, so 3 up, 3 down. They're in the bottom of the 5th, so we go to the 6th. We made it 2/3 of the way through this thing. Blue Devils leading 3-0. I'll be back. All right, here we go to the top of the 6th inning. Burvash, Kaimi, and Martin scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Mervosh has a double and lined out to the third baseman on a very nice play. There's a breaking ball, makes it back to the strike zone. 0-1 the count. Started out inside, made it back. Blue Devils leading 3-0. One the count on Jackson Mervosh. Fouls that one back and out of play. It's a breaking ball headed into center field. Nice play by the second baseman. Contreras to catch that, to take away that base hit. Nice play by him. That's going to bring up Kaimi. That's low for ball 1. Kaimi, the left fielder, he's popped out to the shortstop and walked with a stolen base. 1-0 the count on him here in the top of the 6th with 1 out, nobody on. There's a breaking ball, makes it right back through there. So Ortega with a breaking ball that really snaps, starts out inside, snaps back across the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. That's up high. So 2-1 the count. Comes the 2-1. Breaking ball stays up high. So 3-1 the count now on John Kaimi, the left fielder. Ball headed down the right field line. That's going to be foul. Comes the pitch. That's up high for ball 4. So a 1 out walk to Kaimi. That's going to bring up Martin. Martin will step in with 1 out and 1 on. He's had a couple of strikeouts so far, so he'd like to get something on the outfield grass, keep things moving here. That's a little bit low for ball 1. There's a throw over to first. Nothing going on over there. Another throw over. I'm back to okay. I'm going to have Jeff take a look at things. Looked like maybe I had lost the stream, but I believe it's still going. Comes the 2-0 pitch. There's a high chopper at the shortstop. Gonna be ruled that he did stay on the bag long enough. Gonna have a pinch runner at first base. Pinch runner is Marcus Dirks. So 2 outs now. And hit by a pitch is Pachorik. So Dirks to pinch run for Martin. Then hit by a pitch is Pachorik. Marcus Dirks at second base now. Pachorik at first. Brady Kern at the plate. Fouls that one in to the glove of the catcher. He had a bunt hit his last time up, his first time up. So 0-2 the count quickly on Brady Kern, the center fielder. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Breaking ball, and he slaps it into right field. Gonna send him toward home. So an RBI base hit for Kern. Nice job hitting right there. So 4-1 the lead now for the Blue Devils. That's going to be back to the top of the order in Goldback. There's a strike called inside part of the plate. Goldback has struck out, walked, and been out on a really close play at first base, grounded to second base. Thought to be safe by many, but nonetheless called out. There's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. So Ortega over to Arrayos for the third out of the inning, but the Blue Devils get 1 run on the RBI base hit by Brady Kern. They take a 4-0 lead to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be back. All right, to the bottom of the 6th we go. There's a breaking ball, gets back to the strike zone for strike 1. Clo, Arrayos, and Bayania. That doesn't just roll off of my tongue real easy. There's a strike, catches the outside corner, much to the dismay of Clo. Bayania. 0-2 the count though on Clo. There's high and outside for ball 1, 1-2 the count. Clo's grounded out to Goldback at short and Mervosh at third. A really nice play by Mervosh. Had to charge and throw on the run. There's a ball in the dirt. Nicely blocked by Patterson, although not needed. No one on base at the time. 2-2 the count. That's outside for ball 3, so 3-2 the count. McLean Findlay still on the mound for the Blue Devils. There's a swing and a miss of that pitch for the strikeout, so the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Arrayos. He's been out on a line drive to Martin in right and a fly ball to left center to Kern. Ball just misses for 1-0 the count. Two and 0 the count, just misses. Arroyo's the first baseman for the T-Birds of New Mexico Junior College. There's a foul ball back to the screen. 2-1 the count now. 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning action. That's low for ball 3. Blue Devils leading 4-0 here in the 6th, and you can see I'm a little behind on my book work there. And a nice play by Mervosh to go down and take care of that ball in foul territory. It's going to bring up by Yania. He has a couple of base hits so far in this one. There's a foul ball. Oh, and 1 the count on the third baseman. That ball misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That misses a little bit low. I believe earlier I said 2/3 of the way through this one, but we're not quite 2/3 of the way through it yet. There's a strike called 1-2 the count. We'll be 2/3 through when Blue Devils can get 1 more out here. There's strike 3 called. So a strikeout, a pop out in foul territory, and the strikeout to take care of the T-Birds in the 6th inning. We go to the top of the 7th. Blue Devils leading 4-0. We'll be back. All right, to the top of the 7th we go. Villarreal in to pitch for the T-Birds. Basler, Woida, and Patterson scheduled up. That is outside for ball 2. Jason Villarreal. There's a strike right through there. So Basler has struck out, walked, and flew out to center field. 2-1 the count on him. That ball misses up just a bit. 3-1 the count. That's down low for ball 4. So a leadoff walk issued to Basler. That's going to bring up Woida. Woida's been out in the air to the shortstop and the left fielder twice. He'll step in with a runner at first base and nobody out. There's a strike right through there. Comes the 0-1 fake steal attempt there by Basler. 1-1 the count now on Jace Woida, the first baseman for the Blue Devils. Swing and a miss of that pitch. So 1-2 the count on Woida. Just a little bit low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss of that pitch and out at second base. So we've got a strikeout and throw him out. A little delayed steal action by Basler and De Los Santos down to, and I didn't notice if it was Iredale or Contreras that covered. But nonetheless, out at second. That's going to bring up Patterson. Patterson yanks one over toward the dugout of the Blue Devils. He's up there with 2 outs now and nobody on. Patterson has a base hit to third base, a double for 2 RBI, and then a fly out to left field. So 2 for 3 on the day with a couple of RBI. So 0-2 the count quickly on him. There's a breaking ball, stayed inside. So 2-1 the count on Brady Patterson, the catcher today. Swing and a miss of that pitch for the 3rd out of the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning with the Blue Devils leading 4-0. We'll be back. All right, a pitching change made by the Blue Devils. Will Bartkowski will take over for McLean Finley now. So to the bottom of the 7th inning we go. Foster, Hoffman, and De Los Santos scheduled up for the T-Birds. There's a strike on the outside corner. Side armor Will Bartkowski. Tall submariner for the Blue Devils. That's up a little bit high. 1-1 the count. Foster with a couple of strikeouts so far. Foul ball back to the screen. 1-2 the count. Foster, Hoffman, De Los Santos scheduled up. It's a high chopper, see if that's going to be foul, and it is. Blue Devils with the 4-0 lead. Cool, overcast day. The sun peeks out once in a while. It's trying to now. A little breezy. Just misses a bit. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out as Foster leads off. The bottom of the 7th for the New Mexico T-Birds. He fouls that one out of play. It's going to hit across the street. So we'll do the 2-2 again. There's a ball headed. Nice play by Goldbeck. Goldbeck dives to the left field side, knocks the ball down, grabs a hold, gathers, rifles a shot over to Wada for the 6-3 ground out. Great play by Goldbeck. Nice dig over there by Wada as well. That's going to bring up Hoffman. Hoffman has a strikeout and a fly out to left field. He'll step in with 1 out and nobody on to face Bartkowski. There's a foul ball over by the dugout. So 0-1 the count quickly on Hoffman. The ball hit it into center field. Kern to take care of that. That's going to bring up De Los Santos. He's the catcher. He's had a double and then grounded back to the pitcher. Breaking ball, swings through that, does the catcher, De Los Santos of the T-Birds. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 7th. Breaking pitch, fouled away. So 0-2 the count. That's up high and outside. 1-2 the count. Ooh, breaking pitch just doesn't quite make it back to the zone. Thought it was going to hit him, did De Los Santos, but a ball called. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Breaking ball inside. So 3-2 the count, from 0-2 to 3-2. a high chopper toward Mervah. She's up with it and over to Woida for the 5-3 ground out. We go to the top of the 8th. Blue Devils leading 4-0. I'll be back. To the top of the 8th we go. Blue Devils leading 4-0. Mervah, Kaimi, and Dirks scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Foul ball into the glove of the catcher. 1-1 the count. Mervah with a double. A line drive to the third baseman for out. There's a ground ball just inside the bag at first. That's going to be extra bases. He's headed for second. And Mervah with his second double of the day. So that's going to bring up Kaimi. I look for a bunt here. We'll see what coach has got up his sleeve over there. Kaimi has popped out to the shortstop and walked twice, has a stolen base. He's up there with a runner at second base and nobody out. Squares to bunt. The bunt is down. And Artego off the mound, and the sac bunt has been executed by Kaimi. So a runner at third with one out now. Infield in on the grass. Runner at third. There's a strike. Dirks pinch hit for Martin. Or excuse me, pinch run for Martin. So he's up there now. That misses outside. 1-1 the count. One ball, one strike, one out, one on. There's a bunt. The ball is down. And the suicide squeeze by Dirks for the run. So suicide squeeze there. And a sac bunt for Dirks puts another run on the board for the Blue Devils. Tying inside. Tanner Pachorik, he's popped out a couple of times. One of them was a sac fly and hit by a pitch once. That's way up high and all the way back to the screen, 2-0. So the Blue Devils now with a 5-0 lead here in the top of the 8th. There's a strike right through there, 2-1 the count. Two balls, one strike, 2 outs, 1 run in the inning. Waved at that one for a strike. So Pachorik, 2-2 the count now on him. Whoa, way out. So a double, a couple sac bunts, and a strikeout. The Blue Devils lead 5-0. Bottom of the 8th inning. We'll be back. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Martin, Contreras, and Iredale scheduled up for the T-Birds. There's a strike on the outside corner by Bartkowski. So Finley goes 6. Bartkowski comes in. Got 3 up, 3 down in the 7th. That misses for a ball. 1-1 the count. Back for another inning of work here in the 8th. Stays outside, 2-1 the count. Foul ball backing out of play. Blue Devils leading here 5-0 in the bottom of the 8th. First game of the day. Second game is scheduled against DMAC School out of Iowa that traveled down here to Gainesville as we did for some games. Just misses a little bit outside. 3-2 the count. Scoreboard shows 2-1, but 3-2 came off the fingers of the umpire. A foul ball into the screen, so we'll do the 3-2 again. 3-2. And a running catch coming in from left is Kaimi. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. It's going to bring up Contreras. Contreras has grounded unassisted to Woida and to second base to Basler over to Woida. That's way outside for ball one. 1-0 the count on Contreras. Nice play, diving play. Excuse me, by Woida there. Not sure if I got the camera over there in time or not. Nice play by Woida. So back to the top of the order. Iredale. Breaking ball stays just a little bit inside. Iredale has walked, grounded to Goldback, and struck out. And there is a 5-3 ground out to Mervosh for a 3-up, 3-down inning. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Blue Devils leading 5-0. I'll be back. All right, to the top of the 9th we go. Blue Devils with a 5-0 lead. 1-1 the count here. Had to go down and get a layer. A little cool in this breeze. There's a high chopper at the third baseman. He's going to be up with it and over. And an out at first, so another nice play by the third baseman. By Ania with the nice play over there for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up Goldbeck again, back to the top of the order. He struck out, walked, grounded out to the second baseman, and back to the pitcher. 2-0 the count on him. Misses outside, 3-0 the count. So the shift is on. As you can see here, the shift on Goldbeck. And there's a base on balls. So a 1-out walk. and that's outside for a ball. I just had an alert from my Vivint camera at home in Harrisonville, and there is about an inch of snow. I didn't realize that we were getting snow last night. Absolutely better there than here, for sure. So 2-0 the count now with Goldbeck at first. There's a strike. Strike called on the inside corner. So 2-1 with one out. I didn't realize that back home there was snow in the forecast, so I guess that's a good thing for us down here playing. There's a foul ball back to the screen by Basler. Basler struck out, walked, been out on a fly to center field, and then was caught stealing after he walked his second time. It was a strike him out, throw him out on Woida and Basler. Hope to have a different outcome this time when they each come to the plate. Runner goes. And a stolen base by Goldbeck. That was not a good pitch for De Los Santos, but it was a good pitch for Gary Goldbeck. And there's another base on balls. That's going to bring up Woida. Woida's been out on a fly to the shortstop and left field 2 times. Drove one of those really deep and then struck out his last time. Want to know the count. And that's up high for ball 2. High and outside, so Jace will be looking for something that he can drive here. 2-0 the count. On Jace Woida, the first baseman. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Swinging a miss of that pitch. 2-1 the count. Stretch and the pitch by Villarreal. That's outside for ball 3. 3-1 the count now. Popped it up, see if that's going to get out of play. And it's up on top of the tarp that's above us. Two balls, 2 strikes, and an out. 2 runners on. Blue Devils batting here in the top of the 9th inning. They lead 5-0. Here comes the 2-2. Going to turn back to second. The ball gets away from the shortstop, Iredale, but Contreras is backing. Two balls, 2 strikes. Excuse me, he said 3-2 there, it looked like. There's base on balls, so get a base on balls, a stolen base on balls, and base on balls. We're going to get a visit to the mound. Not sure if we're going to get a pitching change. We'll check for those changes. I'll be back. Pitching change for the T-Birds. Teely will come in for the T-Birds. Garrett Teely. It's one of the names I did not get checked on, so I apologize if that is not correct. The bases are loaded. Brady Patterson. The cleanup hitter steps in, one out. Breaking ball by Teely is swung on and missed by Patterson. A sharply breaking ball. So 0-1 on Patterson. That swings just a little bit outside, so 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bases full of Blue Devils here. Foul ball out of play down the right field line. So 1-2 the count. On the cleanup hitter, the catcher, Brady Patterson. That ball gets away from De Los Santos, but not far enough for Goldbeck to score. 2-2 now on Patterson. Patterson has a single, a double, a pop out, and a strikeout. That's a little bit low. So 3-2 the count now. His double was for 2 RBI. Comes the 3-2. That's down low for ball 4. Makes it 6-0. It's going to bring up Mervosh. Takes a strike. Mervosh has a double, a line out, a pop out, and a double. So a couple of doubles, each of them down opposite lines. One down left, one down the right. Check swing for a ball. 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 run in the inning so far. 6-0 lead. Mervosh at the plate. There's a ball headed at the shortstop. And the 6-4-3 double play, but the Blue Devils get a run. We go to the bottom of the 9th, 6-0. We'll be back. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the ninth inning. Blue Devils leading by 6. Charlie Mosser into the game, lefty for the Blue Devils to pitch. That's inside and back to the screen, 1-0 the count. Clo, Arrayos, and Bayanea scheduled up for the T-Birds. Another ball in the dirt. So 2-0 the count. It's outside. So the first 3 pitches by Mosser are balls. 3-0 the count. See if he can bring something to the zone. There's a strike right through there. So 3-1 the count. Swing and a miss of that pitch. So from 3-0 to 3-2. Kaimi, Kern, Dirks across the outfield. Mervosh, Goldbeck, Basler, Woida across the infield. Patterson behind the plate. There's a foul. So we'll do the 3-2 again. So 3 straight balls, then 3 straight strikes, but fouled off. So we'll do the 3-2 again. Mosser on in relief. And a swing and a miss for the strikeout. That is a big comeback right there for the strikeout. That's going to bring up Rayos. He's been out on a line drive to right field, a fly out to Kern in center field, and a foul out in to Mervosh at third. That's high and inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count. It's a high fly ball to right field. And Dirks take care of that, but it was not easy with the wind. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. That's going to bring up Bayanea. He's had a couple of base hits and called out on strikes. There's a strike right at the top part of the zone. So Mosser 1 out away from getting a 3 up, 3 down inning. That misses just a little bit outside. So 1-1 the count. T-Bone's down to their last out. That's down low. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. It's a swing and a miss. So 2-2 the count now. So the T-Bones are down to their last strike for the time being. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So Mosser comes in, gets a couple of strikeouts and a pop out for the Blue Devils to win this one. So the final score 6-0. I appreciate those of you watching. Thanks for watching. Glad I was able to make the production. We'll get the one this afternoon. You can either go to youtube.com/4Ts or you can go to 4Ts.com. Go to the KCK page, at which I did not have the link for this first game, but I'll have it for the second game this afternoon. That's it for Jay Forsler at 4Ts for this one. We'll be back. Scheduled game time is 3 p.m. for the DMAC game. and we'll be back at that time. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back at 3.